New Braunfels Police Department. Okay.
I know who you are.
That's fine. Well, the reason why you being
over for flipping you off.
No, ma'am. The reason why
you are retaliating against me. You turn your sirens on and everything. Ran over here like a crazy person.
Okay. Well, ma'am, the reason why you're being contacted is you failed to signal lane change when you flicked me off.
In September 2023, a woman named Brittany Trevino drove past Officer Patrick Akers of the New Braunfels Police Department in Texas while he was finishing a traffic stop. The two had a history, an earlier encounter she remembered as anything but pleasant. So as she passed, she raised her middle finger at him. Akers left the stop he was on, caught up to her, pulled her over, and before long told her she was under arrest. Most of what happened next was captured on body camera. Welcome to Badge Done Right, where we spotlight law enforcement done right. If you're new here, hit subscribe and join us. Now let's get into the story.
Boy Charles Ball 5990, Boy Charles Ball 5990.
35-256. If it's possible, could you make my location? 1049 of Gardenia.
35 is on Gardenia. That's right.
Akers said he stopped her for the gesture and for allegedly failing to signal a lane change. Start with the gesture. In the 1989 case, Texas versus Johnson, the Supreme Court confirmed the First Amendment protects not just words but conduct that carries a clear message. A rude gesture toward an officer is exactly that kind of protected expression. Texas does have a disorderly conduct statute, Penal Code Section 42.01, but courts read it narrowly. It only reaches so-called fighting words, language so abusive it's likely to provoke immediate violence. In the 2015 case Brown versus Wilson, a federal court in Texas held that a driver flashing his middle finger through a closed car window was not fighting words at all. Offensive, maybe, but not an invitation to violence. So on the gesture alone, Akers had no basis to stop her. But here's the wrinkle. In the 1996 case, Wren versus United States, the Supreme Court held that an officer's private motive doesn't matter if the stop is objectively justified. In plain terms, even if Akers pulled her over because she flipped him off, the stop could still be lawful as long as he genuinely had probable cause for the lane change violation. And the body camera footage isn't clear-cut. It actually looks like she may have signaled. If a court decided she did signal, then there was no probable cause, and the stop falls apart.
So this is that female, Trevino. She flicks me off as I'm going back to back of my patrol car, fails to signal left hand to go into the left lane. She flicks me off, so I just wanted a second when I made contact with her. Officer Akers, New Braunfels Police Department. Okay.
I know who you are.
That's fine. Well, the reason why you being
over for flipping you off.
No, ma'am. The reason why
you are retaliating against me. You turn your sirens on and everything. Ran over here like a crazy person.
Okay. Well, ma'am, the reason why you're being contacted is you failed to signal lane change when you flicked me off.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and step out of the car. Step out of the car. I have 3 officers here.
He's hurt me before. Please don't let him.
Yeah. Would you mind, Henderson? Go ahead and detain her.
Done illegal to me.
Okay. All right. We'll just put some of the violence back on it. You're under arrest for failed to signal lane change.
I'm under arrest for failing to signal a lane change?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm under arrest for failing to signal a lane change?
Yes, ma'am.
Stay still.
I'm sorry. You guys just know this is... You guys just know it is. You guys know it is. You're under arrest. Grab my phone.
Akers didn't just cite her, he arrested her. Can an officer do that over a lane change? In Texas, surprisingly, yes. The Transportation Code makes failing to signal a misdemeanor and broadly authorizes officers to arrest for rules of the road violations when they have probable cause. And the Supreme Court has backed this up twice. In the 2001 case, Atwater versus City of Lago Vista, the court held that an officer with probable cause can arrest someone even for a very minor offense without violating the Fourth Amendment. In the 2008 case, Virginia versus Moore, the court went further, even when state law says an officer should only write a ticket, making a full arrest instead doesn't violate the Constitution. So the size of the offense isn't the problem. The arrest rises or falls on one thing, whether Akers actually had probable cause to believe she failed to signal. If she signaled, he didn't, and the arrest was unlawful from the start.
You want me to transport, or you think better?
Danny can do.
Danny, would you mind just transporting? You don't have to do anything else other than transport. I'll be there. PD 2B6. Go ahead and get me next rotational record. That female is in my custody. I believe it's going to be Brittany Trevino.
This person went in custody at 8:39.
Yeah, she has a driver's license, but
I'm gonna turn this off. You off?
well, she comes down the street, comes right towards me. As I'm walking back by the car, didn't do nothing. She flicks me off, and then as she does that, she gets on the lane, fails the signal lane change. You think it's going to be an issue?
Given your history, right?
Yeah.
So any other person you would write a ticket to, right?
Yeah.
That's how you have to treat every interaction. You would normally write a ticket to this person for this, just because that in the past you've done this, this, and this, right? This is something that you would normally write a ticket for, then what's write a ticket for.
This is the moment the video is named for. Sergeant Scott arrives and orders Akers to release her, telling him he can't arrest someone for an offense he'd normally just ticket. That instinct points straight at a real legal danger: First Amendment retaliation. As the Fifth Circuit explained in the 2021 case, Oliver versus Arnold, an official violates the First Amendment when he takes action against someone for protected expression, action that would discourage an ordinary person from speaking up. Now, in the 2019 case, Nieves versus Bartlett, the Supreme Court added a guardrail if there was probable cause for the arrest. A retaliation claim usually fails. But the court carved out a narrow exception: when there's objective proof that people who didn't engage in the same speech don't get arrested for the same thing. And that's exactly what happened here. Akers admitted he'd have written a ticket to anyone else. In 2024, the Supreme Court reinforced that exception in Gonzalez versus Trevino, making this kind of retaliatory arrest claim somewhat easier to bring. In other words, the sergeant's read of the situation lines up with where the law is actually heading.
You want me to go ahead, please? Yeah.
Procedure for the plate for Charles Paul 5990.
PD 35, cancel the record. Take the handcuffs off. Alright, so let's write the ticket and go about it that way.
Sounds good.
All you're gonna do is give her more ammo.
I know.
Alright?
Yep.
So, write the ticket, just fill it out.
I didn't mind. Yeah, I did.
Brittany, come here. Can you go worry about it back in the car, please? Alright. So, right here, Brittany, this is going to be your citation. You're good to go. So I understand that you flicked the officer off. So my question was, did you flick the officer off?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? Had you just gone on about your day, right? Your intense hatred is causing you to do other things that is drawing attention to you. I'm not here to debate this situation with you. I watched the video. I know everything that occurred. Okay? I know about the court stuff, everything that occurred. If Officer Akers had done anything wrong, he wouldn't be here right now. Right? That's 100% true. You need to move on and not be running around flipping people off. Right? I get it. That's your First Amendment. If you want to flip people off, but what it did is it caused you to create a hazard to a traffic infraction right in front of an officer. If you choose to be defined by what happened to you in the past, then you will always continue to be that person. Regardless of what y'all's history is, you need to move along with it. Right?
Trevino was given a citation, a lecture from the sergeant, and sent on her way. From there, public records on the encounter are thin. Reporting indicates the citation was later dismissed, and when a watchdog group requested the stop's paperwork and body camera footage, the department reportedly said it had no record of it at all. Whether she filed a complaint or pursued a claim isn't publicly confirmed. Here's the honest version of this story. The thing that went right wasn't heroic. It was a supervisor refusing to let a stop become a punishment. Sergeant Scott didn't deliver a perfect performance. He lectured the driver as if she'd caused the problem, and he challenged the arrest after the cameras were already off. But he did the one thing that mattered in that moment. He pulled rank to stop a citizen from being jailed for an offense that, by the officer's own admission, anyone else would have driven away from with a ticket. And that's the uncomfortable lesson here. The system didn't protect Brittany Trevino on its own. The law against retaliatory arrests existed the whole time, but it only meant something because one person with authority decided to enforce it. Take the sergeant out of that parking lot, and nothing stops the arrest. A rude gesture is protected speech, whether you'd make it or not, and a badge isn't supposed to be a tool for settling personal scores. The officer who forgot that showed you how the job goes wrong. The one who walked up and drew the line, flawed as he was, showed you why supervision exists in the first place. That's the story out of New Braunfels, Texas. Proof that good policing isn't the exception. It's a choice officers make every single day. Subscribe, stay sharp, and remember, accountability works both ways. I'll see you in the next story.